I found out today on license plates that were on the back on a vehicle that was in my local area from Delaware. They have like just like we have or we had Empire State. I think now it says Excelsior State, but they have the first state, which I'm like, that's interesting. Again, I don't really know what that has to pertain to. But in the Garden State, which is New Jersey just to my south, they're showing there's this big push now for marijuana, cannabis, whichever. There's the other night I went up with my son, who's only 9 or 10, to get a gyro, and there was a police officer in uniform next to us, like in eyesight. He was watching our back, and there were people behind us. And then this guy comes up dressed in black, and he just lights up, looked like, I think they call them spliff or a blunt. I think that's what the street calls them. And it was the brown paper. And he lights this up and he starts smoking it in the street. My son's right there. And it's like, you can't get away. And I'm like looking at the police officer and I'm looking at the guy and I'm like, I am in New York City. I'm in Bayside. I'm not out on the street smoking weed. Like, why are. I mean, they're just pushing the envelope left and right. It's like ridiculous. They have a whole cannabis in the not us, but their bodies in the basement that got here. I don't know how. Um, that's my new saying for today. It'll just be operationally correct in modus operandi and have like categorically like episodic in like a chronicle, like the Chronicles of Nick. Yeah, something like that. Um, so I mean like TV does it in TV producer land. They have seasons and then they have episodes. My decades and episodes of what strolls in and out and calls itself acceptable is 6 foot under. I mean, that's how they classify like mortuary science. They used to have a show on, but whatever. So now, today on the TV, they're saying that I mean, like, I thought, like, again, I thought weed was one of those things that if you needed it or you wanted to participate in it, it's something you hide in your house or garage and do. Like, you don't just go out in public, and especially where children are around. I mean, I don't, socially acceptable. Yeah, if you're a closet user, I mean, like, it's just, I don't know. So now the whatever is on. I don't see North Face anywhere in this decision making process. I mean, it's like they've just been tossed aside, and now Mount Rushmore kids, their needs, their desires, and their ability to even participate is like not even wanted or needed or even taken into account, it would look like. I'm watching this TV and they opened up a dispensary in New Jersey. I don't know how they're getting Mount Rushmore kids to participate in this. I don't. And they're not allowed. I mean, are they allowed to hold business license and move around us? That doesn't seem like a good safety procedure at national security. Just saying. You have to have some line of security in there to protect the residents. But here we are. Now they're starting a whole new, and it's filled with the technology. That's a problem between the credit card processing and what ETF they're using and what iPad. Meanwhile, my knees are cracking because I've got like advanced medical issues. But this is the crap that on a lower level funds the bigger problems.
Well, 7 medical dispensaries in New Jersey are just one step away from being allowed to sell recreational cannabis products in the Garden State. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Johnson took a look inside one of the sites in Elizabeth.
It's clean to the point it feels sterile. There is no smell or products on display at the counter. This is one of the first dispensaries in New Jersey given approval to sell recreationally.
We have spent the last month preparing for this, so we have all our plans in place. We have the staff in place to ensure that we'll control the lines and everyone will get their individual attention.
Security will be tight. Everyone must show a valid identification
Zen Leaf. Really? First of all, they're not Leif Erikson. Second of all, they're not the number 10. I'm just saying.
before stepping into the store. Remember, it's only for 21 and older. Each customer will meet with an associate to discuss their order, which is done on an iPad or a kiosk to help keep buyers moving.
What they're going to see is a total of all the products that we have, and then it'll be separated by flower, by pre-rolls, by all the different categories that we have.
But no
all I see here is them inside the States, totally bypassing the United States and the state's government and the children that need and have ancestry and paper here. I just see outside foreign systems that were created, whether here, there, whatever, completely bypassing the necessity of like the rules and regulations of like, I don't know, ancestors come first in ancestral grounds. There's a rock, there's some linen paper, there's some need for the seed and the seedlings and the eggs to be taken care of and the hatchlings. I don't understand why there's all this import-export problems that are now so saturated. It's like, and you've completely neglected so obviously. I mean, I have my own situation. I can see others, but they scatter. Some of them are in better condition than I am, but there's not, it feels like there's not a lot of us left. I mean, on a parade, they come out, or they gather, but I have no idea where they go, what they do, what they're into, how to find other humans. I have no clue.
Consumption in the store. Medical patients will be given high priority, including a personal. Parts of the state are ready to roll and ramping up for the recreational users.
Yes, so it's a hybrid.
This location in Elizabeth, which has accommodated medical customers since 2020, wants the recreational users to feel comfortable.
We're all about making sure people are educated, people are learning, and people are feeling comfortable and invited.
So as you can see,
Where is North America in any of this? Because, like, they're on the North American continent. They're just below Canada. I don't see anything North American about any of those faces that are in this business that are just really excited about this new whatever, cannabis business. In New York, they started some whole commission that they put someone a little darker than this in charge of. And now he's got his own, like, label inside the government. And I'm like, or inside what looks like government. And I'm like, what is going on? Who do you go to for this level of stuff? I mean, like, why are they, okay, if they're gonna, if and only if the powers that be that, like, the larger group of the order, is going to allow this inside New York State. Big if, by the way, because they've been adamantly against it for years. But if, why is it that this gift of opportunity is being handed to disobedient patrons that are problems from leisure tax, brass tax, bodies in the basement, like all the way down? I mean, like, it's getting real confusing with how and what is acceptable these days by whose hand, and like, why are there so many participants in, they're not even North American. Like, there's North American problems in New York, New Jersey. I don't know about, I mean, because they air a lot of Jersey stuff with the New York stuff. I don't know about the rest of the states, but my closest state is Jersey.
Products are ready. They're just waiting for final approval from the state to sell recreationally. At Elizabeth, New Jersey, Anthony Johnson, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
There's still more news ahead. Eyewitness News at 5 starts right now.
But it seems to be this like thematic where it's just bypassing or not involving North American residents or ancestors, and just, I have no idea what process they're using. I don't. It's frightening. It's star 1978, star 8378, Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.